Okay. Welcome everybody at home. This is Todd Travel is Fun, and we're live on YouTube. So, welcome aboard, everybody. We're going to talk about Travel is Fun tours and all the great trips we do. And my remote's not working again. So, I guess I'll be stepping over here or here. There we go. We are a family owned small business. Our office is right around the corner here in Tyrone Gardens over by the barber shop. Being small and family owned, this is our family's whole business. So we are very responsive to your needs. If you have a special request or if anything's not quite to your liking, we really, really want to know. Like I told them this morning, one of the things that breaks my heart is once in a while, somebody will come walking in the office and start telling me about something that didn't go right on a tour they went on 3 weeks ago. If you tell me about it from 3 weeks ago, I'll feel bad about it. I will sympathize with you, but there's nothing I can do to fix it. So if you're on our trip and the food's not right or your hotel room isn't to your liking, let us know. We want to fix it. We want you to be happy. Right? No, it says the batteries are full. I think I need a new remote. We are fully licensed and insured, and we are very careful with your money because it is your money until the trip is over. And then we pay ourselves. A lot of companies don't do that. If they pre-sell something, they spend all that money on themselves, and then they got no money to run your trip unless they sell more trips coming up, which is why a lot of folks went out of business when COVID hit. Because when COVID hit, that money coming in dried up, and then they didn't have money to refund people, and they went under. We weathered that whole thing. We've got over 40 years of experience. We've been around this area since I was about this high. We started out downtown St. Pete near Webb City, and we've been here at Tyrone Gardens since about 1991. And we use up-to-date modern motor coaches. We go with March First Class. They're restroom equipped. They are kneeling buses, so the steps come down to you. We can take wheelchairs on board. It's got video and audio, or we can do DVDs sometimes. But we take good care of you. They got great drivers too. We got some real good drivers to take us out. And here comes the bus. We're going to talk about multi-day trips we have coming up. You can see on the sheets, we've got pastel colored paper for the ones we build ourselves. If it's a diamond tour, then it's on that full colored paper. And diamond's a little different. I'll tell you about the differences between diamond and our tours. We'll tell you a little bit about the differences between our tours and diamond tours when I get to one of those.
I may not be lively.
We also do day trips, and we've got all of those. If you don't have one of those white sheets, Ollie's got in the back, make sure before you leave today, you've got one, because that lists all the day trips we've got from the beginning of July through the end of September, and that's got all the multi-days on there as well. We also have a travel club. You can join the travel club for just $18. That gets you $2 off the trips you take, a name tag, and you get a monthly mailing with all of those sheets on the back table sent to you. If you don't want to kill trees with the rest of us, you can also look everything we do up online. Our website has all of these trips listed on it. And again, you don't have to be a member of the club to go on our trips, but we would be happy to have you on there. Bottom line with travel is fun. We're always going to be friendly and courteous and make sure you're having a nice time. We're going to be very informative. We do a lot of homework to make sure we can share information with you about all the places we're going. We want you to be comfortable. The air conditioning on the bus, it's only got one setting for you. So some of you will be too hot, some of you will be too cold. So make sure you bring a jacket so you can warm yourself up if it's a little too chilly for you. Most of all, we want you to have lots and lots of fun every trip. We want you to have so much fun when you get home, you can't wait to tell your friends, neighbors, everybody all about it, so they want to come try it too. All right, so speaking of fun, we're going to do the Travel is Fun Where in the World contest. Remember, the winner gets $25 off their next trip. Don't yell out the answer unless you're trying to throw everybody off and yell the wrong answer. It is a place travel as fun has gone before. Best answer will win the prize. So whoever's got the most detail in their answer, if two of you give me the right answer, the better answer wins. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Seems fair, right? Okay. No phone a friend. No using your smartphones to cheat. 1 win per calendar year. Who in here has won so far this year? Okay, you guys are out. So I'm going to give you guys your clue. It's a picture. It's coming up. Oh, if you don't have one of these little yellow slips, everybody got one of these? All got all of you. Good. Make sure your name's on there. If nobody gets the right answer, we'll just do a drawing. Okay, there is your clue. That is a place travel as fun has gone before. We'll probably go again too. Barbara's back there trying to pretend she has binoculars. That's what you get for sitting in the cheap seats. Okay.
Looks like a nice place to visit.
It's a very nice place to visit. I've been there myself. All right, so we're going to jump in. We're going to start talking about upcoming trips. So we'll give you the highlights for the rest of June. Here it comes. Tomorrow we're doing Lunch Bunch. We're going to Tarpon Turtle. If you haven't done a Lunch Bunch with me, we sing Happy Birthday. We're going to sing Happy Birthday to Marina tomorrow. She's a sweet 16 and never been kissed.
Yeah, right.
She's going to get a beautiful tiara like you saw on my head at the beginning of the slides. She's going to get beads. She's going to get a nice birthday card by me. Gesundheit. So that is Lunch Bunch. We've got Lunch Bunch every month. On Saturday, we're going to the back porch and the barn, and there's a lot of nice shopping there. They've got a neat restaurant. When you go there, you fill in your choices on a little slip of paper. That's their menu. And the waitress comes and gets that and brings you your lunch in a picnic basket. That is not included, but it's only about $10, $15. It's not a lot of money. And then you got time for shopping while you're there. That's also in Lake Alfred. Down the street is the Lavender and Lace Tea Room. And we have some folks going there as well. They're going to have a lovely high tea and a delicious lunch with them. And then Wendy's going to come and collect everybody and take them to an Amish grocery store where you can get some goodies to take home. And that'll be your Saturday. Sunday, the 23rd, I'm happy to announce we will be going to Marina Jack's. Some of you might have heard Marina Jack's was having some mechanical difficulties last week. There was a possibility we were going to have to reschedule. So I talked to Ann right before I came over here. So we are good for Sunday. If you haven't been on Marina Jack's, food is great. They've got a cash bar. They cruise around Sarasota Bay. Beautiful scenery down there. It's a really nice day out. It is an enclosed boat too, so it's good for the summer months. Monday, June 24th, Wendy's going to take you down to Sarasota and teach you all about the history in Sarasota, the circus families, the murder mysteries down there, and anything else she can cook up, and she'll make up a few things. That's up to you to figure out. Lunch on your own for that one. You got a choice of Der Dutchman or Yoder's. And that is your rest of June update. Notice everything's a green light this time. I like green lights. That means that trip has enough people to go. Lake Alfred. There is. Wendy found it.
So I'll bring my.
There you go. Okay, July 4th, we're going to go on the Calypso Queen. If you want to join us for the Calypso Queen, you really got to book that like right now. They're cutting us off tomorrow on seating. We got plenty of room on the bus. We only got about 30 people going. So if you'd like to go, it's a nice tropical buffet, beer, wine, rum punch. They're going to cruise around the waterways, look for the best fireworks they can take you to. You'll get to see plenty of fireworks. And then they will bring you back to the marina, and we'll work our way home. It will take you a while to get out of there because the marina is kind of landlocked there. There's not a lot of routes in and out, so it will take a while to get out. But you don't have to drive it. You can sit back, relax, take a nap, do whatever you want. That's your 4th of July trip. July 8th, we're going to do the Seminole Hard Rock Casino, and that's over in Tampa. They've got great food in there. They've got all the games and table games you could want. Plus, they've got a great museum. I love the place for the museum aspect. They got Elvis's gold piano and some of his jumpsuits. They've got costumes for folks like Johnny Cash and Chubby Checker and the Beatles, and all kinds of interesting memorabilia to look at when you're walking around the place when you've run out of money. July 13th, we're going to go to the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater. That's down in Fort Myers. They're doing the stage musical Mary Poppins. You guys all know the beautiful song, Spoonful of Sugar. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite precocious.
Atrocious.
I'm sorry?
Atrocious.
Precocious.
No.
No. We'll look it up after and you can tell everybody I was right.
Everybody.
Yes.
Don't mess with me on lyrics. I study lyrics.
I don't know. Is she
She is going to fly. I talked to the theater yesterday, and they are going to have Mary Poppins rigged up to fly into the stage and sing for you. So again, Broadway Palm, fantastic food, really good buffet down there. 2 tables of great desserts. They got a cash bar.
Atrocious.
Where did you see that?
Google. Atrocious.
All righty. Well, Marina's got your side. I still think it's precocious.
You're right.
I could be. If you don't want to do Mary Poppins, you can go down to Flea Masters. That is right down the street from the Broadway Palm. And so we'll be dropping some folks off to do some flea marketing if they're not going to the theater. A lot of the flea market is inside and indoors and air conditioned. So it'll be a nice day for that. Your July lunch bunch is going to be at Linger Lodge. Yes. And it's Kat's birthday. So everybody has to bring Kat a present. We're excited to be going down there. If you haven't been, Marina's not coming because she's scared of snakes. Are you really? I can ask them to cover up the snakes. Wow. All right. Well, for those of you who are brave, we're going to go down to Linger Lodge and eat lunch with taxidermy snakes that spell Linger Lodge. One of the choices for lunch is frog legs, and it's right on the Mayaka River. We'll see you guys next month.
Would you know what the rest of the menu is? Sir?
Off the top of my head, no, but I think Lori's got it listed on the white sheet. Anybody looking at it on the white sheet want to yell out what else?
I didn't see them. Maybe I can't see.
Doesn't she? Okay. If it will tomorrow after lunch bunch, the Linger Lodge menu will be up on the website.
Okay.
I always put it up on the website after lunch bunch.
Thank you.
And if you go on lunch bunch, one of the other things I do, if you're on lunch bunch with me tomorrow, I'll be passing a clipboard around and you can sign up for your meal for next month's lunch bunch. So when's your birthday? July. Very good, Carl. July 20th, we're going to do the Dinner Detective. That's over in Tampa at one of the very nice hotels. They're going to have a fantastic meal for you and a murder mystery while you're having your dinner. It could be anybody. Look around the room. It's probably Marina, though. July 21st, we're going to do the Rocky Horror Show at Straz. I don't have a lot of people signed up for it. It is a matinee during the day, and it's going to be a spectacular performance on the stage. I personally know the musical director there. He does a great job. He's the father of one of my scouts, and so we work together a lot. His son is the one who performed at Carnegie Hall a month or two ago. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, if you don't know the story of the Rocky Horror Show, Brad and Janet are engaged. The car breaks down at Dr. Frankenfurter's castle on a very special night when he's about to unveil his greatest work, Rocky, a man he has built from spare parts. And it's got great songs. The movie features performers like Tim Curry and Meatloaf. and a lot of great toe tapping music in this one. So sign up. They're running out of space. July 23rd, we're going to do the Howie Mansion and Mission Inn. And guess what city that's in? Howie in the Hills. It's named after Mr. Howie. Howie in the Hills. It's a beautiful mansion. It was built in the very early 1900s, and it was deserted for a very long time, decades, and then around the 1990s, I believe, somebody acquired it and they started refurbishing it and building it back up. Now it's a beautiful location for weddings and special events. And so we'll get a tour there, and then we're going to go across the street over to Mission Inn and have a fantastic lunch at a beautiful golf resort. If there's time, we'll also go to Yalaha Bakery, let you buy some good German goods. Ooh.
Yeah.
Saturday, July 27th, Wendy's going to take you shopping with Wendy. That's what SWW is, shopping with Wendy. And that's going to go to the Red Barn Flea Market in Sarasota. Again, mostly indoors, air conditioned, nice place to go. And you'll have your choice for lunch stops of Der Dutchman or Yoder's Amish restaurant. July 29th, we've got Dale, Dolly, and Dining. We're going to start the day at the Dolly Museum. You have a choice for a few extra bucks. You can go see Dolly 360. It's a new exhibit outside the museum. It is a dome with a 360-degree video and audio presentation that takes you through Dolly's paintings and his history and all of that. It's really cool. And the museum itself will take your breath away. The museum also has an app. So if you've got a smartphone and you know a little bit about apps, you can download the app for free. You point it at the paintings in the museum, and the paintings actually come to life in your phone. And the characters start moving around, and Salvador Dali actually comes out of some of the paintings to talk to you and tell you about the history of the painting. If you're going to try to use that, though, do bring some headphones, like Bluetooth earphones, because they don't want you playing the speaker on your phone blasting. So everybody's got a different part of the presentation going. They want you to use headphones for that. Lunch is not included, but there's a nice restaurant at the museum, or you can go just down the block to the Hangar Restaurant, which overlooks Al Whitted Airfield. And then after that, we're going to go to the Chihuly Collection in downtown St. Pete, which is one of the world's largest collections of Dale Chihuly artworks in glass. They'll also have glass blowing demonstrations going on while we are there. Then July 30th, we've got the Rays versus the Marlins at Tropicana Field. So it'll be a great baseball game. And the nice thing to do is the bus is going to drop you off. Anybody want to get that?
It's just a text. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. All right. It's the Rays versus the Marlins. The bus will drop you off right at the entrance, Tropicana Field, and pick you up right back there and bring you back to Tyrone or Seminole. So it'll save you all that parking fuss down there. Highway 127 yard sales coming up. Those of you who like yard sales, this is going to be a very nice drive through the country. Beautiful scenery. So first night, we're going to head up to the Atlanta Airport Drury Inn. You'll get your 5:30 kickback, your cocktails, your dinner. And the next morning, we'll get up good and early, head up to Pikeville, Tennessee, and start working our way down 127 through the hills and the country. And anytime the bus sees a bunch of good yard sales, we'll pull the bus over, let everybody jump out, check things out, load up their goodies, and we'll go on to the next yard sale. We're going to work our way down to Chattanooga the first night, or the second night rather. And you've got a nice hotel in Chattanooga. There's a Cracker Barrel right across the street. And then day 3 of the trip, we'll get up again good and early, start working our way back down 127 all the way to Nakula Falls State Park. And we're going to hit all the yard sales along that way. And we'll finish up getting to see a nice waterfall in that state park. We're going to make our way over to Valdosta to another Drury Inn and then work our way home. And of course, I saw the excitement back there. There will be a stop at Russell Stover. So that one does need some more folks. It's only a few shy of having enough to go. So, please sign up. We would love to have you do it. So for my entertainment between the months, I got something different. It's a little video presentation, and I hope you like it. It's called Danny Daycare, and it's featuring Daisy. Hopefully this runs.
Hey man, how's it going? Thank you so much for doing this. Amber, you ready? Right. Amber, you ready? Won't be late. Fun times. Do you want to go out in the bikes? Let's come to here, Disney. Oh, roll it down. Cheers, Disney. Can you see the fishes? Can you see your house from there? You're best for getting your bucks. Have you had a good week out? This is always home. What are you thinking, Daisy? Ready to send them?
I hope you guys like that. It's kind of cute. I got two more segments for you. So with that, we're going to jump into August 2nd. We got Suncoast Broadway, the Whitney Houston Summer Nights, featuring Charity Lockhart as Whitney Houston on the stage for you. This one's up in Hudson, so it's not as much of a drive as when we go down to Fort Myers. But the food is great. They've got a cash bar, and they throw out a nice piece of cheesecake for you for dessert. August 6th, we're going to do that game show place. So we're going to start with the morning in Tarpon Springs. We'll give you a little bit of time for shopping before, the heat of the day. Time for some lunch. After lunch, the bus will pick you up by Hella's, and we're going to head over to that game show place. They've got a whole studio set up for you with, podiums and buttons and big screens so you can play Family Feud and Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy and all those great games. So they're going to take you guys out of your audience and give you all turns to play all the games and see who's got it. August 10th, we're going to go back to Suncoast Broadway. This is part of their summer concert series. So they're doing John Denver, and that is Chris Collins and the Boulder Canyon Band. And they're going to be doing a bunch of great John Denver music. I'm kind of partial to John Denver. This last November, we had a camp out with my scouts, and we were at a contest where all the patrols had to do their best in different events. one of the events was sing along at the campfire. Now, a lot of the other patrols had goofy songs they came up with, scouting kind of songs. My guys did Take Me Home Country Road, and it was so sweet. It was really beautiful. They all sang very nicely, and they won. So I was very excited for that.
Surprise.
Yeah, that was pretty good. August 11th, we're going to go down to the Seminole Immokalee Casino. That'll be a 2-day, 1-night trip. You're going to be staying at the Holiday Inn Express in Fort Myers. You're going to have 2 good long stays at the casino to try and win a bunch of money. They've got great restaurants there. We'll do a little other sightseeing while we're down there, maybe take you shopping and some other goodies, but a good chance to go enjoy that part of the state. August lunch bunch, I'm going to do Cheesecake Factory. We have not done that before. That's a new one. I try to mix it up. I try to do 1 month a place we've been before and then try something brand new the next month. And then some things get scored really good and we go back. That's how they get on the rotation. Cheesecake Factory, I've been there. The food is really good. We're going to get cheesecake for dessert, of course. And you're going to have some time to do some shopping in International Plaza. Again, in the air conditioning, and have a nice day. August 17th, that's going to be a 2-for day. You can go with Marina and learn to play pickleball. If you haven't tried it, it's a new sport that's really taken the country by storm. Lots of retired folks are playing. If you have a pickleball court next to your house, you know it because you hear it all morning. I've got one of my Rangers and Scouts. His house is literally on the other side of the fence from the courts. So every weekend at 7 a.m., Saturday and Sunday, wakes him up. Anyway, they've got coaches there. Their courts are indoors and air conditioned, so you won't overheat. And we'll have a couple hours there for you to learn the basics of pickleball, maybe play a match with each other. And then after that, we've got dining on your own. You've got a Cracker Barrel and a Taco Bell and a salad station all right across the street. August 17th also, if you're not going to be doing pickleball, they've got the Oldsmar Flea Market just over across the street. So that, again, that's an indoor air-conditioned flea market mostly, and a nice chance for you to get out and do some shopping. Cool Helen, Georgia. You notice I've been trying to keep you guys cool. We're going to get you out of the state of Florida, up in the mountains where it is a little bit cooler. And you got 2 nights at the Holiday Inn Express in Helen, a guided tour in Helen, 2 of your dinners included, and touring and time in Dahlonega. And if you're really adventurous, they've got tubing up in Helen that goes right by the hotel and some of the restaurants. And the water in that river comes down from the mountains. So that's chilly water. If you want to cool off, no better way to do it. That will cool you off. August 24th, we've got dressage. That's going to be at the World Equestrian Center up in Ocala. They've got, again, indoor air-conditioned arenas to watch the horses compete. And if you don't know much about dressage is a French word meaning training. And they very carefully train these horses and the riders so that riders can get the horses to do all kinds of intricate movements and tricks just by how they move their legs, how they handle the reins and all that. While you're up there, lunch is on your own. They've got several very nice restaurants on the grounds and a bunch of nice shopping there too. So it's really a nice destination altogether. August 27th, we've got the Lakeland Murals and History Tour. So you're going to get some of Florida Southern College. You're going to get the murals. You'll get to see the swans on one of the lakes there. And then we're going to have lunch at a very popular restaurant with our lunch bunch, folks, the Reese Cliff Diner. They scored at the highest we've ever gone to. Then wrapping up August, we're going to leave for Niagara Falls, August 31st. As you can see, that's on a wait list. I have about, I think, 8 or 10 people on that wait list. But it does require a passport. And again, if you see something is on a wait list, that doesn't mean you just can't go. Put your name on the wait list. We won't charge you anything till we can get a seat for you. And you never know. A lot of times there are cancellations, especially last minute. Okay, so that is the end of August. So would you guys like to see how they made that video a little bit? Here we go. If some of you were worried about Daisy.
This guy is basically going to be me babysitting my good friend Stu and Amber's kid for the day. So I'm going to take her out, probably spin on the bicycle. We'll see the duck, get some ice cream. We'll see the sights of Scotland. Yeah, just have a good time on the way. I didn't realize the babysitter was going to be so bad. I get the daycare side and I got this trailer for my daughter, and then kind of suddenly realized the trailer itself was capable of some good stuff, and it just kind of became into a bit of a laugh in terms of what could Danny do with the trailer on. Yeah, and Sonny and Kels, second year I think of filming. Yeah, I'm going to try to get viral. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've quite a long time. You get to know most situations that once you act together with it, kind of brings a new excitement. I mean, Daisy was easy to work with. Danny was a challenge, really. The whole thing was just like we ended up in a few days filming, thinking it would be a bit of fun, and then it kind of snowballed into something like a little bit bigger than we ever kind of planned. So I would basically went to take a couple of rides with Davey with a GoPro and a trailer, film the stuff with her, and then we just kind of went to Danny and riding with a doll in the trailer, doing some crazy stuff.
Doll
So,
in the trailer.
so I thought it
Oh,
was
she
fun.
didn't catch it. I know some of you were worried. You okay, Buffy?
I was worried.
It's okay, Buffy. All right, so we're going to jump into September. That's my new month. This is the show Marina's excited about. She wants to go see Mousetrap down at the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater in Fort Myers. And it's a great show, an Agatha Christie mystery. They're in a snowed-in snow lodge. A detective shows up on skis, and we start trying to figure out who committed the murder. And everybody's history starts to get pulled out. And we find out all what's in their backgrounds. Again, great food, great drinks, great desserts, and a wonderful place. What's that?
It's Clue. Is this the one where those ending changes?
No, that is Clue.
That's Clue, okay.
Yeah. Okay, on Saturday, September 14th, we're going to have a triple that day. That means there's 3 different destinations, all one bus. So this should get out the gate. I should be able to find enough of you to get this to go. First stop will be Boston Lobster Feast. I mean, it's just what it sounds like. It is a buffet that features lobster, crab, prime rib, shrimp, all kinds of great desserts. They do have a bar. So a great place to eat. After you guys have had enough to eat, the bus will pick you up and take you over to the Icon Center to give you a little time to walk off some of that shrimp so you don't pass out on us. At the Icon Center, you can do the wheel or Madame Tussauds Wax Museum or the aquarium or just do some shopping. Or if you're not done eating, there is a Gordon Ramsay place that has fried lobster bites, which is delicious. So that is stop number 1 that night. Stop number 2 is the Pirates Dinner Adventure. It's kind of like going to medieval times, but with pirates. And they have water in front of all the dining room tables. And there is an actual pirate ship built right in front of you. Pirates will be swinging in and out of the scene, swashbuckling, sword fighting while you have a delicious dinner. And again, you can get beer and wine at this one. And the third choice is the Titanic dinner experience. So we'll get there early enough to let you enjoy the museum, do a little bit of a guided tour of the museum. And then you're going to adjourn to the dining room on the Titanic with the captain and some of his distinguished guests. They will be in costume and in character. And you will have a lovely dinner based on one of the menus that was actually served on the Titanic. And then when all this is over, we're going to collect everybody back up and bring them back to St. Pete. It will be a late night, probably not getting back till 11-ish or so, I would say. But
Christmas.
it's permanent. Yeah.
I don't, it's past my bedtime.
Well, that's why I had to put 3 of them together to get enough of you guys to go. September 17th, we're going to go back to the Flora Dan restaurant. Actually, it's the Dan restaurant now, and the hotel is marketed as the Flora. A few years ago, it was purchased by the Marriott Corporation. It's undergone a major renovation on the inside. The outside is still being renovated. It's still covered in scaffolding right now. By September, I'm hoping most of that's gone, but I'm not holding my breath based on every other construction project I have seen in the state for the last few years. So we'll have a very nice lunch at the Dan restaurant. We'll get a history of the Flora Dan Hotel, which was built in 1922. It is the oldest high-rise hotel in the state of Florida. And it's about 17, 18 stories tall. So pretty big hotel, especially for those days. And then when we have finished our meal and our tour, we're going to go get a tour of one of the second oldest things in Tampa. It's not my dad. It's the Tampa Theater, built in 1926. It's only about 10 years older than Dad, but it still hasn't beat. Anyway, if you haven't been in who's never been in the Tampa Theater? Wow, a lot of you. Oh, you got to go see it. It is spectacular. It's built inside to look like a Spanish architecture kind of patio area, and the ceiling in it is made to look like the sky at night. So if you go in there and you're watching a movie, the ceiling is slightly lit up. So it's like you're in an outdoor theater. It's beautiful. These trips will require going up and down some stairs. The Flora Dan has a few places where you will have to go up and down a few steps. And to get the full tour at the theater, you will have to go up and down some stairs. But well worth seeing. Now, if neither of those grab you, that's going to be one tour by itself. That's how it's listed on your sheet. We're also going to be in Tampa, so why not go to the Florida Aquarium? So we'll drop off the aquarium folks first to give you the day to enjoy the aquarium, check out all the fish. July 27th, I'm going to be sleeping next to the fish because I'm going there with my scouts, and they do overnights, which is really neat. But it's a great aquarium, and they've got a very nice cafeteria there for your lunch.
So the Florida, it's all Tampa Bay Hotel.
I believe so, yeah. I don't know. I haven't looked. I haven't done research on the Tampa Bay Hotel.
Oh,
Okay, Thursday, September 19th, we're going back to Alfano's. I haven't done Alfano's in about 2 years, I think. So I hope you'll join me. I hope everybody will ride the bus to Alfano's with me and have a great lunch bunch. And we'll sing to all our September birthday kids and have a fantastic time. And they're going to do a different, I forget what the dessert was. It was not going to be the cannoli this time.
Tiramisu.
It's not tiramisu either. What? It's not key lime pie or chocolate cake. But it was something that sounded really, really good. And a margarita. Well, Carl will have a margarita for dessert and for appetizer. September 21st, we're going to go to the Fisherman's Village for the Key Lime Fest. And if you haven't been to Fisherman's Village, it's a beautiful collection of shops and restaurants. Lunch is on your own. And it's covered but not enclosed. So the shops are air conditioned when you go inside, but you are in the shade the whole time you're there. No, it's not limoncello cake.
Where's the Fisherman's Village?
Punta Gorda. Yeah, about an hour and a half south of here. After that, we've got a nice multi-day trip going to Charleston, South Carolina, 4 days, I believe. Man, that's got a lot of good features to it. You got 5 meals included on that one. 2 night. You're staying at the Holiday Inn Express in Mount Pleasant. We're going to have a step-on guide for you. You're going to get a boat tour out to Fort Sumter. You get the Charleston Tea Garden, the Edmonston Alston House, and a whole lot more. Okay, and closing in on the end of September, we're going to do a double These two attractions are close to each other. So the first one is Paradise Ranch. And that's the Weld family bears. They've got a huge family of bears that live down there, and they are trained. So if you've seen a bear in a TV show, commercial, or in a movie, good chance that bear came from the Weld family ranch and was trained by them. And they have a history going back nearly 100 years. They've been doing this for a long time. The bears are in a beautiful outdoor enclosure. They got places to hang out in the shade. They've got a lake to swim in and cool off and lots of toys. And they'll do plenty of tricks to entertain you. You can get up right close to them and get some very good pictures. And they're going to provide us with a very nice picnic lunch while we're there. Unless Yogi comes and gets it. The other option is to go to the Big Cat Habitat, which is not too far from Paradise, and they have a fantastic zoo there, and with a nice lunch restaurant for you, and a lot of fantastic animals to see. I got a video I'll show you next month on Big Cat Habitat. I'll see if I can get one for Paradise too. Then wrapping up September, we're going to do the St. Johns River ship up the St. Johns River. They serve a fantastic meal on a paddle boat. You get to see some wildlife. They've got live entertainment on the boat, and it's a really nice day out. Just down the road from St. Johns River ship, they've got the Central Florida Zoo, and those are both in Sanford. We haven't been to the Central Florida Zoo before. It's a hard one to do as a day trip all by itself because it is a long day. It makes it a little expensive to get out there, but pairing it with the St. Johns River ship, if you really like to hit this zoo up and see what they've got, this is a good chance to do it. So that's the end of September. So we're going to give you a little bit more of Danny McCaskill. Could anybody tell he was from Scotland?
Oh, no. You think?
It would be nice if the videos had subtitles so we knew what he was saying. I've watched that video about 10 times now, and I'm starting to understand what they're saying. Somehow Daisy has less of an accent. She sounds almost American. So Danny visited San Francisco. So here you can see what he can do without a kiddie wagon tied behind his bike. And I hope not. Well, probably a lot of those guys die. I don't think it's him, though. What I do love about him is even when he falls off the bike and crashes, he's got a big smile on his face anyway. He's a happy dude. Well, this is just a symbol to see what you told you about me and the way that you should speak. Watch this one. Oh wait, there you go. Oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well. Oh. Ooh.
It's not.
Oh.
He's 56 years old.
Yeah.
Every.
I don't think he has to wait till 50.
Said he's
Yeah. I'm still looking at her. Yeah.
Glad it's not my grand.
That's my kids. I'm glad you guys like that. Marina did look him up. She says he's broken about 30 bones. That is not shocking. Yeah. You would think it would be more. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed Danny McCaskill. If he ever comes on tour, I think I would go see him just to watch him actually do that stuff live. He should, yeah, he should be on some of those.
No.
I don't know, these kids and them electric.
Oh, yeah, that's cheating. The electric bike is cheating. Okay, so finishing up the year, we got fall foliage, October 20th. That's going to go to Dollywood for you. That's the big feature there, one of America's favorite family parks. You're going to do Great Smoky Mountain National Park. You got Newfound Gap, 3 nights in Sevierville, 2 Drury nights on that one, and some great shows, the Motown show in Hatfield and McCoy's. So a lot of beautiful scenery. We did try to time it carefully. I did find a website that predicts fall color. And this is right in the main fall color window that they predicted. Now, again, it's Mother Nature. I can't guarantee it. Mother Nature will do what she wants to do, and she doesn't care what I'm doing.
She gave us a good year last year.
Yeah. We got Myrtle Beach coming. That is going to be November 10th. That's going to have some holiday shows with it. And you got 10 meals on that one. 2 nights at the Drury Plaza, Savannah Pooler on the way up and back. And that's a brand new hotel. That'll be our first time staying there. We got 3 dinners, 3 shows, and Boardwalk, Bowery, and Barefoot Landing on that one. The nice thing there is your hotel is the Beach Cove Resort. And the Beach Cove Resort, all of the hotel rooms face the ocean. So everybody gets an ocean view. They also have a lazy river. So if you want to get in a tube and go around the lazy river, you can do that. November in North Carolina shouldn't be that cold yet. Now, my St. Augustine trips they are both on a wait list, but I'll give you a short talk through what they are. We've got 2 dates, December 5th and December 9th. They're both 3-day tours. Day one is pretty much the same for both of them. You leave St. Pete, you have lunch en route, you get to St. Augustine. We do a driving tour to familiarize you with where everything is. We go out and have dinner at Carrabba's, and then we do the night of lights, cruising around to see the all the millions of beautiful lights. They have Christmas carols playing on the trolley. We get you home, tuck in, and get a good night's rest. Day two is you get a trolley ticket for the day, so you get on-off privileges for the trolley all day long to go see the fort or the Spanish Village or the winery, distillery. All of those things are open to you. Some of them do have a fee. Now, day three is where it is different. The first one, December 5th, 6th, and 7th, that is the day of the annual Christmas parade in St. Augustine. So we will go downtown. You'll get a chance to watch the parade, and we'll get everybody loaded up, scoot out of town, and have lunch on the way home. The 9th, 10th, and 11th, on the 11th, there's no parade, obviously. So you'll have the morning to explore St. George Street, and we'll stay there through lunchtime. Now I'm exploring the possibility, since it is only June and I've sold out my 2 St. Augustine trips I've got on the books. The bad news is Der Dutchman has decided they are not doing Thanksgiving this year. All the staff took a vote and said we want to be home for Thanksgiving. So my other option I was looking at is possibly going to St. Augustine and doing a similar trip to the December ones, but we wouldn't do Carrabba's. I'll find a very nice place for a good Thanksgiving dinner. So Columbia is going to do. Columbia can do turkey and stuffing. So I'm trying to find a traditional Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know if Columbia would do. Do they? I haven't gotten that far, so I'm just starting to look into it. One problem with the Columbia is I cannot bring the bus to the Columbia because it's in the middle of St. George Street. So you'll have to walk 2-3 blocks to get to the Columbia.
Wait, but
And-
that's also like a multi-day, when usually Der Dutchman is just single day, you can't do single day, St. Augustine, can you?
It would be a 3-day trip to St. Augustine.
What about Dutch? And
For,
Clearwater?
for Thanksgiving? Possibly. I can look into that. We just found out, so we're debating what to do. So something will be decided. Anyway, that's the scoop on St. Augustine. We've got country, possibly.
Where?
No.
Yeah,
You
we're,
can't throw a multi-day trip on replacement for a 1 day.
Yeah.
why not? We used to do multi-days for Thanksgiving all the time before Der Dutchman.
Yeah.
Anyway, Country Christmas at Opryland, December 15th to 20th. That'll be a 6-day trip. And that is got 10 meals included, 2 nights at the Drury Morrow on the way up and back, 3 nights at the beautiful Opryland Resort. If you're signing up for that one, it does have quite a few people on it already. And if you are going on it, I do recommend doing some homework and getting educated on where things are, because it's a huge property and it's easy to get lost. You'll get a lunch trip on the General Jackson paddle wheeler, dinner with Paula Dean, and a show at the Grand Ole Opry and the Nashville Nightlife Theater. Then Tropical Christmas is out. I don't think I had that for you last month, but that is on the back table. And our usual routine, we'll leave after lunch on Christmas Day. That gives you Christmas morning to spend with family or at church, do what you want there. All of your meals are included on this one, all breakfast, lunches, and dinners. You don't have to buy a single meal on this trip. 2 nights at the Holiday Inn Express. They're going to do a Christmas Carol, the musical, at the Broadway Palm on Christmas night. He's going to take you down to Naples for the Naples Princess and do a tour of Naples. And they're going to have a lunch at Der Dutchman on the way home. And he's going to squeeze in some more goodies on that for you. And then the spectacular New Year's Eve is coming up. And that'll be a 3-day trip again, also staying at the Holiday Inn Express in Fort Myers. 5 meals included. You're going to have to pick up one of your lunches on this trip. we're going to go visit on day one. We're going to visit the Naples Zoo and get to see their panthers and all their other fantastic critters. We got 2 nights at the Holiday Inn Express, and that evening on the 30th, I believe that's the 30th. Yeah, December 30th, we're going to have dinner at the Farmers Market restaurant. They're going to do a buffet for us. Really good. And after that, we are going to go take a train ride and see Christmas lights. Now, it's a different kind of train. The engine for this train is only about 10, 12 feet long and about this high.
Uh-oh.
And your seats in the cars, you're going to actually sit on the car, and it's got cushioned seats and backrests. It can be, although AJ has been on this. So AJ's a big guy. It goes about 1.5 miles through a beautiful park in Fort Myers, and they have miniature villages set up with Christmas lights and music. We're going to go through a tunnel with lights, and we'll have a great time. I'm really excited about it because it took me several days to get this set up. They weren't sure they could take us because it's a very, very popular exhibit. And usually there are lines 2 hours long to get on this thing. So they are going to get us right in and right out. Hopefully there's not a riot. On Christmas Eve day, we're going to get up after a nice breakfast. We're going to go visit some manatees, do some shopping. Christmas Eve day, December 31st, New Year's Eve, sorry. New Year's Eve day. Yes, ma'am.
The sheet says December 31st, and yet up there it says December 30th. Which is it?
Lori made a mistake. It's December 30th.
Thank you.
I will get her to correct that. Yeah, that leaves on December 30th.
Okay.
So December 31st, New Year's Eve day, we'll go see some manatees. And that evening, we're going to go to the Broadway Palm Dinner Theater for a performance of Buddy, the Buddy Holly story. We did this last year for an Elvis program that was fantastic. You get there, you have a little bit of a later dinner, and they finish the show around 11:30, and we can socialize and enjoy each other's company, counting down the new year till midnight. They have big screens, and they show the TV action with the countdown. At midnight, they've got noisemakers and hats and all kinds of silly stuff for you. And then we'll head back to the hotel, get a good night's rest, and finish up with January 1st, New Year's Day, going to Lake Okeechobee for an airboat ride and a
That's
homemade barbecue. And it is a real good barbecue. We were there once before.
Wait, bus drive-
I'm sorry?
we're on the bus driving back after eating barbecue?
You could walk. Would you prefer to walk?
So that's what I know.
Okay, Monday, February 24th, we've got a New Orleans trip. This is one of those diamond tours I was telling you about. The trip to Canada is also a diamond tour. So what that means, they're an outside company. We buy the package from them, and Diamond can actually sell that package to anybody. So if Carl decided he wanted to be a tour director and have a tour to, I don't know, where do you want to go, Carl, in the US? Pick a place.
Pennsylvania Dutch.
Boy, you're okay. Pennsylvania Dutch. Carl can decide he's going to run that tour. He can sell it to all of his friends. They will send him a packet that tells him kind of step by step what to do. But nothing against Carl. We all love you, Carl. But do you want one of your neighbors running the tour? So we buy their tour. Wendy and I will be on the bus with you, handling all the unexpected little things that come up, making sure you get everywhere on time, and we'll have a great time. This one going to New Orleans. We've got 3 nights in the New Orleans area, guided tour in New Orleans. So you'll have a step-on guide. You won't have me. World War II Museum. We got a plantation tour. We got a paddle boat ride up and down the Mississippi, and you'll have plenty of time in the French Quarter. We'll make sure you get that. Even coming home from the eclipse, we got run out of New Orleans with the weather. They actually had tornadoes coming in, and New Orleans had a couple feet of water in the streets, but everybody still got a chance to get beignets. So we didn't mess around. So that is the whole calendar I've got as of right now. what's coming up? Dad is working on a 4-day St. August, or it's 4-day Key West in January, and we've got a lot of other treats we're working on. Your holidays for today. Today is Juneteenth. If you don't know much about Juneteenth, I didn't know much about it. When I first heard the name Juneteenth, I thought, that sounds kind of hokey. What is that? Is that made up? And then I actually did a little research and read about it. It's actually a day to celebrate and remember when the Emancipation Proclamation finally made it to Texas, and the folks who had been enslaved in Texas found out they were freed. So, well, they didn't have Facebook back then, did they? So it took a while. Yeah, news did not travel that quickly, especially across a war-torn United States back in those days. So yeah, they got the news kind of late, but they did finally get it, and it's worth remembering. Today is also Martini Day, so that's a good way to celebrate. I figured that would get a cheer. It's Garfield the Cat Day. Have some lasagna for dinner. Oh, I got lasagna in the freezer at home. I think I'll have that. It's Eating Oreo Day. Wendy was supposed to get me Oreos to share, but she forgot. So I'm sorry. It is Sauntering Day. So when it is time to depart today, I want to see you saunter. And finally, it is Watch Day. So check your time on the watch. I wear a watch. Okay, so that takes us to the end. Who has questions for me? Anybody got a question? Come on, somebody's got one good question.
You already answered.
Did I answer all the questions? All right, well, moving on. Then our next travel club meeting would be back here, same bat time, same bat channel on July 10th. And bring a friend. We'll be happy to have them. I'll check on the air conditioning. Hopefully it's cooler in here. So with that, is everybody ready to see where in the world?
Sure.
Before you run away, Ollie and I will stick around after the meeting. So if you want to book a tour, Ollie's got the receipt book in the back, and I can answer questions up here. Marina, you went one once already, right?
Yeah.
Marina had it.
Really?
Buffy, you won once this year too, didn't you?
Did you read what you put on?
Yes, I did. Buffy should get an honorable mention. Buffy's answer is my house when I was a kid. It's a good one, Buffy. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna do a drawing.
So where was
I got
it?
it.
Oh, you want to know where it was? This is the old Pirate's House in Savannah. And that is, if you don't know the history of it, it goes back to the 1800s. Robert Louis Stevenson actually stayed there when he wrote Treasure Island. And back in the olden days, if you had a little too much to drink in the bar, they had a basement, and there was a tunnel from the basement over to the river. And you might wake up and shake it off as a British sailor the next morning, because that's how they recruited back in the day. So, was it where? It might have been. They got this. They might have painted it. I don't know. No, I think there is another house called the Pink House.
Big house, yeah.
I think that's a different one. Okay. So since nobody got the guess right, Sherry Presley wins the $25. Congratulations, Sherry. Now, Ollie's going to have Sherry pick I got a lot to give away today. So we're going to be giving prizes away for a few minutes. So let me see. First thing I'm going to give away is going to be a Dealey Bopper for 4th of July. I hope Carl wins. I hope Carl wins. Who is it?
I've got my glove. Oh, I have.
Deborah Milton. Where's Deborah? Deborah, this is for you. Okay, Deborah's going to pick the next winner, and I'm going to pick the prize. The next prize, let's see. We have a lovely donated bag of Reese's Peanut Butter Cup miniatures. That's a pretty one. Yes, it did. What? Pat Kelly gets this. Congratulations, Pat. Pat, watch out for Buffy. Okay, Pat's picking my next winner. Let's see. I'm going to give away a can of Blue Diamond Snickerdoodle almonds Wendy donated. Actually, Wendy bought them with my paycheck, so
Debbie Stubbs.
Where's Debbie Stubbs hiding? Debbie gets the. Yeah, you can take it. Let's see. I'm gonna save that. I have a patriotic 4th of July oven mitt. Debbie's gonna pick the next winner. Who we got? Ollie?
Debbie's partners beside her.
Barbara?
Yeah.
Barbara Garabrandt. Barbara has no use for fancy home stuff, for decorating and such. Okay. Wrapping up, I've got a couple of $10 gift cards that were donated anonymously. And the first one's going to be for Culver's. So you can get you some cheese curds. Did you didn't have Barbara do it?
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Oh, you know how this works. Get it straight, Ollie.
Next time I'm not gonna come to the meeting.
I don't blame you.
There's that boat.
That is the craft boat on the Hillsborough River. Mary Guest? Mary Guest gets over. Hey, Mary, pick the next one. All right, my final prize for today is gonna be $10 at Starbucks. That'll get you almost $1 each. Betty Jones, where's Betty hiding out? There's Betty. Betty, you get some coffee, darling. So thank you all for coming today. I hope you had fun.
So you got the.
By the way, that little wagon that Danny was pulling with Daisy in it, I looked those up. If you want to give me one for my granddaughter, those are $1,650.
Poor little. Put it without.
Betty ain't getting a wagon, not from him. I'll dispose of them. And thank you guys at home. We're going to cut you off now and see you next month.
Yeah.